Natalya is a freelance documentary photographer, and she started photojournalism working with a local newspaper in his hometown, while studying French to become a teacher. Then she moved in Paris in 2008, where she studied documentary photography, and where she became a member of the French photo agency in the academy. Okay. Natalya is a twice winner in various competitions, and her topics are the transformation of society, identity, youth, spirituality, and community. And speaking about different kinds of photography, because before I was speaking about the difference of different kinds of journals. So we tend to talk about photography just like before. One thing, photography is different. So now we will see the great work of documentary photography. So the title of your work is Permafrost is called that is no longer a journal. Okay. So first question I ask you is what is permafrost? Because and why this type of thing?
So hello everybody, thank you to be here to my presentation. And my documentary project about permafrost land have only the active layer, like 1-2 meters, when you can have the vegetation. And now with climate change, you can access to this deep layer and see what is it the permafrost.
When did you decide to investigate this kind of subject and to make a project of photography in the place in the time?
Yeah, it's true that one project remains to another one, and I started to document indigenous people in Russia. Mostly in the beginning it was about Sami people in my region near Murmansk, and after I was wondering about climate change because I'm from Arctic region, and I saw, and as we can see the picture, yes, urban picture with young girls going to swim. It was yes, in the beginning of June. We had very warm temperatures, and I saw that warming in Arctic it's not only meat. So I saw the sound, and so yes, I really saw that it was very impactful for people, and I wanted to continue to document about climate change in the Arctic region, so I went in Siberia, and I also worked on another indigenous people, which name is Evenki people. I spent almost 1 year with them, and yeah, I visited a lot of parts of Siberia, and I wanted to focus on permafrost because I could say it's a very huge part of permafrost in the world. So yeah, I created a chapter of my documentary work about permafrost.
For what I understood, the mentioning of permafrost, in general the mentioning of ice, is also connected with the problem of how these indigenous people use water. Or it creates also an emergency on water supply, or how to use water.
We can separate maybe this permafrost melting of permafrost. It's about you can
more about this kind of layer and what is happening.
It's more about frost land and can't use tubes. It's about infrastructures because it impacts how people use the water in the daily life because they don't have running water in houses. Yes, and in the winter they use ice blocks and or water delivery. They don't have running water in houses. Yes. So
When this picture was shot,
it was 2 years ago in August.
August.
Yes.
It's lost forever or tend to reform in the meantime?
Yes, it's lost. Yes, and every year the coastal erosion, it's about 1-2 meters every year, and yes, that's why a lot of places where you have houses, people are relocated because they can't gain the land.
Yeah. Maybe we can see also the other
Yeah,
pictures.
sure. Cows, horses, reindeers, so not a lot of vegetables. So people eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
And
Because you told me they eat mainly meat. Sorry. So they are dependent on cows and dependent on meat.
yes.
Okay.
So you can see some pillows moving. It's from
Okay.
yes, from nothing.
So it's all about sign of permafrost that is melting and the pillar something.
Yes.
And you see this often on the road when you walk.
Yes, you can see it very often, and it proves that permafrost is melting.
Yeah.
And so you can see some tubes, and it can impact also tubes, so it can deformate. Here you can see an example how they prepare a cube of ice to prepare the water after. And there's some meter stations observing the temperatures because even it's cold in the winter, they have some changes of temperatures, even in the winter, or some yes, unnormal temperatures. So some meter stations are working to observe it. And for me it was very important to document the daily life, how people are living there, yes, about young people, daily life, some events, and
did you establish some particular relationship with some people than other, or someone became your friend and you continue to hear from them?
yes, it's true that as I spent a lot of time with them, I established some very often friendly relationship, despite some difficulties in the beginning, because sometimes people they don't trust sometimes to this kind of project. They don't like to share in the beginning. Yes, but
By staying there for a lot of time,
sometimes when I stay very long time, it's also sometimes it's strange for them because they are wondering what I am doing long time, like if I'm inspired or something like this. Yeah, sometimes it's also difficult when I stay long time. So yeah.
the long life.
This is about shamanic people trying to keep cold in this region, because the cold is very important, not only for Yakutia to keep permafrost cold, but even in Europe, because we depend on this cold. If it's warm there, it will impact temperatures in Europe, so we depend a lot of anticyclone from Oymekon. So this is a story also about Oymekon, the coldest inhabitant village in the world. And the last winter it was the coldest, it was -61 that I experienced. And I spent 2 months there, from the end of December to middle of February.
Is that when you risk your finger?
Yes, I risked my finger. Because it's dry.
Totally frozen.
Yes, I didn't see that it was already frozen. Because it's a dry cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's easy because we don't feel that it's cold, but sometimes it's like too easy. They didn't see that it's already frozen. Yes, but it was really very hard, -60, and inside they use a lot of coal heating, so it's very warm, very hot. Sometimes it was like 25 inside, so 90 degrees of difference. For the body it was very improving. Despite the cold, they continue a lot of activities. Children are going to the school, as we could see, a lot of counters, herders, and this is special call from Yakutia, and they go outside to have a walk and to drink some water, because despite the cold, they have some specificity. They have an open water on the river, so cows go outside to drink some water.
About the younger generation we were talking before, what are they doing now in the kind of zones? They are going elsewhere. They tend to stay there, and how do they behave as young people, as young generation?
They go to school. They have a lot of sport activities, traditional activities, and a lot of extra school activities like dance also.
But is it the future there? They don't migrate abroad?
Yes, sometimes they go in the biggest city to do studies, and sometimes they don't like big cities because they prefer the nature. They are connected to the nature. So sometimes they help a family with horses and cows, and then sometimes they go to big cities.
Yeah, so they are active part of this kind of society. That's because they were talking about Europe, what's happening in Europe, or in general people tend to go. If you live in a place that has some difficulties, you can go elsewhere to London. It seems that these places are not destined to be abandoned because people continue to live there.
Yes, but sometimes people leave. Yes, sure. Yes. And yes, the conditions are extremely difficult, and as I said, you don't have running water, so people are really very brave to live there. This is in a permafrost cave. It's like a cave in a mountain, and inside it's -10 degrees, and you can see some ice forming from
But was totally dark when you go there?
no, they have some light to show.
That's the sun, right?
No, this is like here, so lightning.
Okay.
Yes, they created this to show the permafrost and ice inside. Yes. Some people can visit it and see what is it.
It's for educational purpose.
Tourist education, yes. So it was minus 45 degrees this day, and this woman were working to prepare the crop for cows.
Just a technical question, because a lot of pictures have the same kind of light. Is that because you were sitting in that kind of light, or when you were there, this kind of light is very common?
It was half common. I was working during the day, or sometimes in the end of the day or in the morning. And with the cold, we have this kind of light, a little bit of clouds, and the light is very diffused. And yes, because of cold, you have this kind of light.
Wonderful light, because the result is very picturesque.
Yeah, thank you. And I also pay a lot of attention to the light. Yes, I choose.
Yeah,
I choose moments, but yeah, it's half.
Yeah.
Half. And so you can see that cold enters to the house. You can see some ice on the wall, despite the heating. Walls are very cold, and so cold is everywhere.
Yeah.
And people, they eat frozen meat and frozen fish. So here this young boy is cutting a fish to eat. This is some traditional dish. And this is about to prepare some ice for drinking water. If you wanted tea, you go outside.
And it's healthy to drink that water?
Yes, this region, it's no industry there, so the water is very pure, and the risk is the mining is not very far. There is a lot of gold mining, so this village, they hope that mining won't come there. But with permafrost melting, it's a risk that it will be expanded. Yeah.
Traditional party?
Yes, it was a birthday of a person, and some. Yes.
I wish I would hear this song.
Yeah, that's true. It's also very interesting to see to hear songs, and they drink milk from horses. So it's also traditional drink. A little bit alcoholic. And here you can see mountains of Oymyakon. That explains why it's cold, because this place is surrounded by mountains and it keeps cold. So that's why cold stay there. Yes. So this man is taking like healthy shower. It's like about minus 45, and a lot of people in Russia and Yakutia, they do this kind of thing. So winter swimming, or yes, to keep body health. Yes. So it's true, it's necessary to be courageous to do this, but people like to do this.
And then they go to take a warm shower, or they are...
No, yeah.
Strong people, very strong people.
But after this, you have very warm.
Really?
Yes, because it's...
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did it also, yes. And to protect themselves from the cold, normal people, they put a lot of furs, like you can see here. And this is about water delivery, so some this kind of trucks, they take water from the river, but they can't work more than 2 hours because after water free, yes, free inside. And just after they put it inside houses.
Warm at least.
Yeah, people use, unfortunately, they use also a lot of wood from very ancient trees. And so this is really a problem to heat houses because it helps from coal, so it's not very ecological, and to cut trees it's not very ecological. So this is a problem. And you can see the same boots from rangers.
Yeah.
So it's really something they use there.
Inside.
Yes, outside or inside it's cold, so they keep it. And this is kind of Yakutian Santa Claus, but the name is protector of the cold. So it's a really traditional personality, very philosophical and spiritual character, and his goal is to protect the cold.
And how did you find him? You were it was casual or
yeah, he's very famous at this village. You can meet him.
okay.
Yes, and after he was visiting a school for the graduation.
It's like the wise man of the village. Yeah, a person.
Yes, very important personality of the village. So gold. And
There's
you,
a lot of coal extraction. It's one of the main activities there.
there are no, yes, in Yakutia there is a coal extraction, not at this village, they have deliveries of coal, so yes, they use it.
Is
But
there a delivery?
yes, this is from the delivery. And this is also a very important person at this region. It's a woman who is, she could explain that Ornicon recorded the coldest temperatures in the world. That's why she has a lot of
Medals.
medals. Yes. And as it's very cold, you can buy or bring some milk, frozen milk. So you can choose one milk or two milk.
It's frozen milk.
Yes, it's
Then
frozen.
you melt milk and you drink milk.
Yeah.
Oh. That's it? Oh, thank you very much. It's an incredible work. I saw your work on the picture, but seeing your work with your explanation, it became more and more big because there are lots of issues that we can see, just we can't understand just by seeing pictures. So, are you working on other topics related to this permafrost, or what are you working on? Because you told me, yes, you told me about Canada. What are you working?
Yes, I continue my work in permafrost and now in Canada because permafrost it's not only in Russia. And yeah, continue to document how it impacts people in northern part of Canada, in Arctic region too, and also in link with local people, local traditions and daily life, and also scientific work.
Yeah.
There.
Okay. Well, when you finish the kind of work, you propose this work, or you bring back the work to your agency, and it's the agency that tries to propose the work to magazines or.
Yes, it's all my agency, or I propose my work
Yeah,
also
directly.
to some exhibitions or
Okay.
festivals. And
Yes. So exhibition is also a way for you to publish your work somewhere? Or
to show my work,
Yeah.
to share, to speak about the subjects,
Okay.
because yes, the goal is also to show what's happening in the world. So
Yeah.
it's possibility to share.
Yeah. So, is there any question from the audience?
I have a quick question. Did you have any trouble with the technical issues, like the camera how does it work? Was impacted by the cold?
Yes. And even you can imagine if you use glasses. So it's it's very difficult to take pictures with the cold temperatures, because when with the respiration, like it's necessary to clean every time the viewfinder, and also with cold temperatures my shutter was broken. It's like yes, it just stopped. And so one of my cameras was broken, and I could continue with another one. So that's why usually I have two, and for this project I had 3 cameras with me. And like logistic was also very difficult, because if I remove my gloves, very quickly I can have very cold, very like painful cold. So every time I had to choose what lens and protect my cameras from the cold, my batteries. Sometimes I had like a lot of batteries, like a lot of stuff with me and moving.
Okay. So, thank you very much for sharing here.